And a lot of people who have gained a lot of weight, they don't feel good. They don't really want to go to the gym. They don't really want to work out. And sometimes they're embarrassed to go to the gym or go swimming, basketball, whatever have you, because they're out of breath. They can barely walk. Sometimes they're so heavy, right? The key is to harness the power of these peptides to melt away and burn the fat literally while you utilize other peptides and herbs and supplements and the right diet. I want to emphasize that's so critical. You're going to be shocked that we figured this all out for you. And it took me going on nearly 5 decades to do it. The exercise by itself is not going to do it. Not at all.
When people are using the conventional dosages, they're losing weight too quickly. And so what we do is we get both semaglutide, mostly tirzepatide compounded, and that allows us to use basically micro dosages and start very low in terms of dosage and go slowly with people. And what we found is as long as people are losing 2 pounds or less a week, they're not losing the muscle mass. We certainly encourage adequate protein intake, resistance training, but that microdosing has been a game changer.
I agree. That's true of even using testosterone, not mega dosing, just literally dosing that's every couple days.
And I've seen it where when we started, people were losing, 15 pounds in 3 weeks.
Goodness.
Right? And then they're like excited, but then they're not, because then they come off of it and they just gain it right back. Or they lose a lot of weight and they lose that fat in their face and they look like skeletons. And we've seen those called Ozempic faces. We don't like the way that looks, and that fat takes a while to come back. So if we just go slowly with this and we can really dial it in and nuance it, that has had a tremendous impact. And now, beyond the weight loss, we're seeing cognitive benefits. We're seeing, inflammation benefits. A lot of people with autoimmune disease who their inflammation markers are coming down, and that's the only thing we can think is working.
Ozempic on the immune system and pathways related to inflammation, or is it indirect through the loss of adipose tissue, body fat, which then lowers inflammation?
Great question. Or I could say, is it the positive thoughts that come from looking yourself in the mirror and feeling good, right? Which transcends to feeling better about yourself. And that feeds forward to the momentum that you put forth in the world. All of those things. I think it's all of the above. I think that's gonna be hard to dissect, but it's real. I mean, I have a patient, she's 50, she has Hashimoto's thyroiditis, meaning she attacks her thyroid. She doesn't, make enough thyroid hormones, so she takes thyroid hormone. Well, one of the challenges with that is they make a lot of thyroid antibodies, this antibody called thyroid peroxidase antibody. And when you have an elevated thyroid peroxidase antibody, you don't feel good. You feel inflamed, your joints hurt, you get rashes. Life is just not easy. And it's a challenge to get that number down. And it's certainly a challenge for me. We traditionally use probiotics, a lot of things to help bolster the immune system. Well, now we're starting to use the GLP-1s, and we're seeing that those antibody levels come down. And I don't have a great way of explaining it, but there's something going on that's very positive.
So the microdosing, taking very low dosages, and then basically helping people to lose the weight consistently. 2 pounds a week is a lot of weight to lose. If you can at least lean towards building some muscle and burning more fat, that's the sweet area you want to get to. This is important because thyroid is, full disclosure, one of the critical areas that literally a huge percentage of the population struggle with. And most doctors will tell you what, oh, you have a normal thyroid, so it can't be that. But they're not measuring what's called free bioavailable T3, the bioactive form of thyroid. And they don't quite fully appreciate the need for support with iodine and things like this. We fully understand the concepts. And we use a novel product called Thyroid Plus. It's got 4 glandulars, it's got the L-tyrosine amino acids that support the metabolism of the thyroid, and it's got like seaweed, natural organic, and it's got the iodine. Again, you're not going to solve this just without the guidance of a world-class team of doctors who understand this. That's what we work with.